Okay, hello everyone. This is Romal once again, and I would like to welcome each and everyone here for joining this basic training about OM 8000. So today we have prepared three contents about product introduction, application solution, and functional configurations of our OM 8000. So yeah, with regards to the product introduction, we have divided this to the system specifications, hardware compositions, and product features, and of course the software licensing. So let's start with with regards to the um capacity of our OM 8000. So as we all know, OM 8000 is our latest IP-PBX. This is uh, IP-PBX that provides a unified solution package to all the telecommunications. So that's why we prepared this one with up to 10,000 extension and 10,000 track that is fully IP. So as we all know that there's a demand, right? Demand in the government agencies, also for the enterprise groups, which require at least 1,000 extensions per site. So up to 10,000 extensions. So this OM 8000 really meets the requirements. With regards to the performance, it can support up to 8,000 concurrent with recording, and of course, VCR call that is 38,000. It is fully integrated with a voice call, video call, fax, conference, recording, and other IP voice services. So generally, also we support SIP trunking, that's include IMS, digital trunking, and of course the analog trunking. Okay, so let's move with when we talk about OM 8000, basically there are two types of models. We have the single unit that is able to support 5,000 IP extension and IP trunk, and the maximum concurrent call of 400, and this is the dimensions. And we have a dual unit. Dual unit is capable of supporting up to 10,000 IP extensions and IP trunk. Of course, it doubles the maximum concurrent calls with recording that is up to 800. And of course, it doubles the width that is 88 mm. Yeah, let me show you the system capacity with regards to the one unit or the single unit. So here, if it's one media resource card, the maximum it can support is 100 concurrent call with the maximum of 1,250 extensions. Of course, doubling the media resource card will doubles the concurrent call to 200 and the extension to 2,500. Then we have the three media source card that is capable of up to maximum of 300 concurrent and 3,750 IP extensions. And if you have the four media resource cards, so it is able to support up to 400 maximum concurrent calls and 5,000 extensions. For the dual machine or the dual unit, it has already a 5 media resource card with a capacity of 500 concurrent and 6,250 IP extensions. And 6 times the media resource card, that is 600 concurrent and 7,500 extensions. Then if you have a 7 cards, 700 concurrent and 8,750 extensions. And for the full 8 media resource card, capacity is 800 concurrent and 10,000 extensions. So as you can see, one media resource card supports 1,250 IP trunk and IP extensions. Okay, so Generally, we support 100 concurrent calls with recording. So doesn't matter if it use recording or without recordings, we still support 100 concurrent calls. So let me show you the hardware composition. This is the example of a single unit. So we have a fan module in this area. So it's hot swappable and you have a gradual speed regulation. And of course, in the web GUI, you can see the status monitoring of your fan. So you can see that and the condition of your fan. And here, in this part here is the media resource card. It's also fully hot swappable with the automatic load balancing. And of course, the extension per card supports 1,250 and the maximum concurrent calls with recording is 100. In the rear panel, you can see the main control card. It's you can see here the power, STU, and the alarm button. And all of these are hot swappable and supports also the dual network port redundancy. Then here is the power module, can support single EC, single dual AC. So it's hot swappable, and we can also do the status monitoring on the web GUI and to see the power consumptions as well. So it's really a low power consumption device because we work on a fully IP module for our OM 8000. Yeah. So because we focus on the high reliability with the government agencies and of course for the enterprise, we make sure that the reliability is in the requirements of telecom grade professional hardware platform. So as you can see here, we have a 99.99% telecom grade reliability. And we have a distributed architecture that configures the integrated media source card. So it's highly responsive during concurrent call processing. And of course, it has a fully modular design, support hot swappable. We have a dual power redundancy features, of course, with the dual network port redundancy. And we have the main control card redundancy. So modular because we have a modular design load balancing, so it supports an automatic load balancing of the media resource card. Anyway, after this, I also show you why it is really reliable with using our OM 8000. And the last but not the least, it supports an active standby switch over time that is less than 5 seconds. So let's discuss more on the high reliability with the dual system redundancy with regards to the physical connection. So here in the front panel, as you can see, we have, this is the example of 7,500 extension. So we have the first device and the second device. Generally, they support, they have a 3 cards. So that's 1,250 cards. That's times 6. That's about 7,000 extensions, 7,500 extensions. So here, the media resource card are inserted equally on the 2 devices. And you can see in the rear panel, we supports a dual system cascade, and we have we can also use a virtual IP. So again, the dual system hot backup that's supports a 1+1 redundancy for power supply or network port and with regards to the control card. Yeah, more on the dual system redundancy. There's no external perception during the active standby switching. Because during the hot backup with switching time is less than 5 seconds. So again, when the dual network ports with one external IP address, so here we can set the virtual IP. The main control redundancy is it refers to the control card. It has the ability to manage all the media resources card of the dual systems. HA means the active or the standby redundancy, and we have the dynamic resource balancing. that are completely independent with regards to reliability. And we really guarantee, because we have the so-called 1+1 redundancy, not just for power, but also for network, and of course for the main control card. Yeah, we also have the N+1 redundancy in terms for the media resource, right? The media resource card that refers to the auto load balancing of the resource card for the concurrent call. Yeah, more on the high reliability. So as you can see here, any device main control, it will fail, it will automatically switch to the other main control card. So it means that the systems are almost unaffected. And of course, the capacity is not affected. So the system concurrent call as well is not affected at all. And of course, during the APP, also the driver are generally, it's not affected with regards to the in terms of the there are fails on the network. So we support here a dual system cascade configuration. And here, worst scenario, if a device is completely non-functional, say for example, a power failure. With regards, there's no power, so I would say that the system services are almost unaffected. Why almost? Because generally the concurrent call will be reduced. So when there's no power, the system services are almost not affected. And of course, the system capacity is not affected. If you support 10,000 extensions, can support. However, the concurrent call is being reduced. So if you have 800 concurrent calls, so that would results to only 400 concurrent calls, because once the power is there's a power failure, the concurrent call will be also affected. Yep. With regards to high scalability, we fulfill the needs of from 1,250 up to 10,000 extensions deployment. And each media resource card supports 1,250 extensions, and of course, a 100 concurrent, that is with recording. And you can purchase the IP extension quantity licenses in buy per 100 extensions. Then you can allocate up to 8 media resource cards. This is for the dual machines, so dual unit that can support up to 10,000 extensions, and of course to 800 concurrent. So we support distributed networking also. So that will say our OM 8000, it's really high scalability. Yeah, with regards to high security, I think we have discussed this with our OM IP-PBX, General OM IP-PBX, I think during our first training. So the same, we support signaling, media and data transmission encryption. Of course, you can encrypt the signaling, media, and also the data transmission. So here we have the login security, HTTPS, SSH security protocol. You can also configure the access whitelist and of course the blacklist. And you can also prevent malicious intrusions or any violent destruction. You can access the web GUI to the SSH access or HTTPS. Then we have the terminal access security with regards to registration. We have the encryption and the user agent authentication. And of course, with IP network security, we have the capability of using an ASBC for network isolation and of course, using the virtual LAN. With regards to manageability of our OM 8000, we have a graphical viewing that quickly discover and resolve and locate the problems. So here we can see the device status. So it will show you the status of the devices. This is, say for example, this one. So currently there's no card available here, and our left side here in regards to the fund status. And of course, for the extension, it will show you the extension, which how many are the number of extensions, the offline number, and of course, how many are registered successfully, and how many concurrent calls. And of course, you can see here, and you can define the trunk status. So trunk status here, you can also see the outline external lines that are successful and also failure, and of course the number of unregistered. Generally, the system status will show you the status with regards to the runtime, the CPU, and the RAM usages, and of course the storage, how many are still free space available. And you can also see the network connection status with regards to the temperature of the chassis. So you can see that it is still working within the operating temperature, so you can also determine the limits of its temperature. Of course, you can see the power status, and of course the main standby status. So you can see that the first machine is not, the standby machine is not work, and also the hoses work. And you can also see the status of the fan. Okay, so with regards to software licensing, so you can also import the authorization file. So this is an example on my device, sample testing device. So the chassis one, it don't has a MAC address. So generally it requires a MAC address for authorization. And if dual system also requires a two device MAC address, one for the chassis one and the other for the chassis two. Then you can see here the authorization information. Yeah, you can see the IP extension quantity, how many license. So generally this is the APP, but the maximum is only 10,000. So since this is a test device, so it can be set like this, but technically the number of extensions is only up to 10,000. So the factory default trial license is 1,250 extensions. Then you can set the API, the PMSI interface license. So do the activation here, this page, and of course the HA for active standby redundancy license. And we have also the flow balance permissions. This is the regards to the load balancing of the module, and the CDR interface, and the geo redundancy license. So you can see the
Perdona un segundito.
on the
Un
system
segundo.
maintenance authorization management. Yeah, here is I have summarized the authorization mechanism. So first, commercial license. We provide you the commercial license and trial license. Next, we have the commercial license need to purchase and is valid forever. And the trial license is only valid during the trial period. And we also provide the equipment replacement, and of course, the authorization can be replaced. So once a device is determined that cannot be repaired, the existing license can be transferred to the new device. And device expansion. So the authorization can be superimposed. So if you want to upgrade the authorization or the license, we can superimpose that. If the device originally has 625 extensions and it needs to be expanded to 1,250, so only the 625 extensions need to be newly authorized. So it depends on the number of extensions you can expand. So we can also give you the authorization for that. And with regards to factory receipt, version upgrade, authorization is not affected. So yeah, this is the mechanism description. So I hope this is clear. And let's proceed with the application solution.